Senator, what is your opinion and reaction to President Trump's cabinet selections, and do you plan to support them?
Well, I think elections matter, and I think presidents ought to be able to fill out their administrations with the people that they want to serve in the administration. So my bias is always going to be to support President Trump's selections. We've got a confirmation process. Unless there's something incredibly disqualifying, I'm going to support his nominations.
I'm thrilled to hear that. Thank you, Senator. And so what can we do? Because you were back there in 2016, 2017. What can be done to make sure that we have more urgency to be able to fill the cabinet? Back in 16 or 17, it took us nearly 2 years to get President Trump a full cabinet. Do you feel as if it will be better this time around? And if so, why?
Well, I think there will be pressure on Senator Thune to make sure that we expeditiously handle these through regular order. I think it'll all depend on, how much of a backlog do we have, where we're just, again, it takes time to, even nominate people. So if the backlog builds, I really don't have a problem with recess appointments. From my standpoint, I think the confirmation process has gotten completely out of control. 1,200 plus 1,400 individuals have to be confirmed. That is ridiculous. Whether you're a Republican or Democrat senator or president, you should be able to staff your administration. Now, the major cabinet picks, lifetime appointments, I don't know exactly where to cut off the line, but 12 to 1,400 is just absurd. So I personally don't have a problem with the recess appointments, but we should go through the process. And for the major cabinet picks, it definitely has to go through a confirmation process.
I agree, Senator. One thing to entertain is potentially changing of Senate rules to allow concurrent nominations, especially for the lower level, the Senate confirmations that sometimes just go through voice vote. Before we even get to recess appointments, I would love to see that potentially entertained. Can you educate our audience on what a recess appointment is and what it would take and require to do such an appointment?
Well, the Supreme Court has now ruled what a recess is, and I think you have to be on recess, and any type of procedures going on for 10 days. And again, this was part of the Constitution when people traveled by horse and buggy and they had to go back to their farms and they were out of session for quite some time, and administration had to staff itself. But again, back then, the government was far smaller and the number of people who had to be appointed is far less. So again, that's a tool that is available. And I do think we need to be wary about changing Senate rules because eventually Democrats get the majority as well. And we do want the capability of blocking some of their awful nominations ourselves. So I would caution people about changing Senate rules. And we just have to win elections, Charlie. That's the best anecdote here. We can't let Democrats gain control of the Senate again, or they will eliminate the filibuster. And I realize that we got to do that so we can pass our priorities, but they just end up getting a ping pong effect. And what the filibuster has stopped in terms of awful liberal policies that expand government, it's well worth maintaining that.
I totally agree. What I was talking about with changing Senate rules was just allowing concurrent nominations, but I don't know if that might involve filibusters or not. So I will yield to the parliamentarian and your wisdom there.